Hi, beloveds. This is Tamala, your empowerment partner. And today we're going to talk about how to create emotional safety. And this is going to be really useful for any time you're around family or coworkers or in any environment where you need to create your own safe, emotional, and energetic space. Hi, my name is Tamala Malay, your empowerment partner, and I help people exercise their right to mental, emotional, physical, and energetic safety, empowerment, and abundance in everything they do in every single day of their experience. So, what's required to create really good emotional and energetic space? Well, the first thing is boundaries. And boundaries are an important aspect that we're just not taught how to do in our current paradigm systems, right? We were told, especially those of us who were brought up in religion, we were taught to make ourselves small and little and to always do for other people and to not really have any boundaries. And that's really the opposite of what creates emotional and energetic safety. The best thing that we can do is to create boundaries or set parameters and say, this is something that is okay for me, this is supportive for me, this feels good, this feels nourishing for me, so I'm willing to do this for you. And if it's not those things, then it's a no. And a no means a no with a period. It's a hard no. And that means that you say the no, and if other people try to convince you or manipulate you or guilt trip you into changing your mind, it's still a no. The second thing that is going to help you understand how to create your own energetic and personal safety is understanding that each person is in their own individual bubble. And what does this mean? Well, it means that as each of us are individual people, we are walking around as a lot of individuals, right? And each individual has their own mental body, their own emotional body, their own etheric fields, right? We're all in our own bubbles. And it's important to understand that everybody has the right to be in their own bubble, to understand their own truths, to have access to their own emotions and their own thoughts and their own perceptions, but they do not have the right to project those onto others. Now, there's a difference between speaking truth, right, and clarity, clarifying something, than projecting someone else's interpretation. So just to be clear, if someone else is offering you information or an opinion or an evaluation, really take a moment and say, okay, is this their idea of me, or is this a truth that I need to evaluate? If it's a truth that you need to evaluate, then non-emotionally, neutrally, you can actually say, okay, I'm going to put that in my pocket. I'm going to think about it later, or I'm going to do that process right now and consider it and offer a response. Or you can just say, I don't feel like that resonates with me. It doesn't feel like it is a truth for me. So I'm going to reject it. Now, it's also important to understand that when we're dealing with other people, there are people in their own individual bubbles and they bump up against each other. And sometimes that causes friction. And that's okay. And what we get to do is we get to say, okay, this individual is bumping up against me as an individual, and we just don't fit. We don't work together. We don't harmonize together, and that's okay. And you may find this especially truthful at holiday gatherings, at corporate events, at times or experiences where there are a lot of people who are in your environment, in your physical space that aren't usually in your physical space. And so if you give yourself permission to be an individual in your individual bubble, and you give other people the permission to be their own individual in their own individual bubble, then there's no need to bounce off of each other because you just get to be individuals being individuals, and that's okay. And the third thing is to be okay with other people having their own experiences. So you're an individual, they're an individual, and they're having an experience that is entirely theirs. And you're having an experience that is entirely yours. And even though you're in the same space, you could be having completely different experiences, and that's okay. So it's important for us to understand that as we're each individually having experiences, we're each going to have different interpretations of those experiences. We're going to have different expectations of those experiences. We're going to leave those experiences with different results or resonances or appreciations or perspectives. And all of that is okay. Because remember, we're all individuals functioning together as a bunch of other individuals who are creating our own experiences. So I hope this information has been helpful for you, that's going to help you create some emotional safety, some energetic safety, whether it's in your work environment, with your families, during the holidays, or other experiences, so that you can be the fullness of your own individual identity and have clear boundaries, be able to be an individual in your own individual bubble, and acknowledge that other people are having their own individual bubble experiences too. That way there's no cross contamination, there's no negativity, we don't have to judge other people. Everybody's just having their own individual experience. If you would like a copy of the Love Warrior Prayer, check it out in the description. Thank you for joining me. Don't forget to hit the like button and subscribe and click the bell so that you get notifications each time I upload new videos every Wednesday.